जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव हरि जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी माधव कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरा वनचारी यमुना तीरा वनचारी यमुना जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी राधा माधव जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी
जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर सत श्रीमद डिवाइन ग्रेस अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर सत श्रीमद डिवाइन ग्रेस श्रील भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस ठाकुर गोस्वामी महाराज श्रील प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णववृंद की जय। नामाचार्य हरिदास ठाकुर की प्रेम से बोलो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसादि गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोपीनाथ राधा घनश्याम गुण गिरिराज गोवर्धन की श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की वृंदावन धाम की मायापुर धाम की मथुरा धाम की नवदीप धाम की गंगा माई की यमुना माई की तुलसी देवी की जय भक्ति देवी की जय अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की और ग्लोरीज टू असेंबल्ड डिवोटीज और ग्लोरीज टू असेंबल्ड डिवोटीज ग्लोरीज टू असेंबल्ड डिवोटीज और ग्लोरीज टू श्री श्री गुरु एंड श्री गौरंग और ग्लोरीज टू श्री प्रभुपाद। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमा श्लोके भक्तिर्भवती नैष्ठिकी कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपाकुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। नमो पंकजनाभाय नमो पंकजमालिने नमो पंकजनेत्राय नमस्ते पंकजांग्रहे। Canto 7, Chapter 14, Text 5. Ideal Family Life. Yavad artham upasino Yavad artham upasino Dehe gehe cha panditaha देहे गेहे च पंडितः विरक्तो रक्तवत् तत्र विरक्तो रक्तवत् तत्र निर्लोके नराताम न्यासेत निर्लोके नरताम न्यासेत यावद अर्थम उपासिनो देहे गेहे च पंडितः विरक्तो रक्तवत् तत्र निर्लोके नरताम न्यसेत यावद अर्थम उपासिनो देहे गेहे च पंडितः विरक्तो रक्तवत् तत्र निर्लोके नरताम न्यसेत यावदर्थमुपासीनो देहे गेहे च पंडितः विरक्तो रक्तवत् तत्र निर्लोके नरताम न्यसेत। उपासीनो देहे गेहे च पंडिता Anyone else? You can chant, yeah. Yadvadutram apasino Online, anyone?
Yavadartam upasino Dehe gehe cha panditaha Virakto raktavat tatra Nriloke taratam nyaset.
Yavadartham. Oh, sorry, go ahead. Somebody else?
Yavadartham, no.
Tamupasino.
Dehe gehe cha pandita.
Dehe gehe cha pandita.
Vyakto raktavat tatra.
Virakto raktava
Niloke naratam naset.
Nirloke naratam nyaset. Yavadartham. As much endeavor for one's livelihood as necessary. Upasina, earning. Dehe, in the body. Gehe, in family matters. Cha, also. Panditaha, one who is learned. Viraktaha, not at all attached. Raktavat, as if very much attached. Tatra, in this. Nirloke, human society. Naratam, the human form of life. Nyaset, one should depict. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Abhay Charanarvinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation: While working to earn his livelihood as much as necessary to maintain body and soul together, one who is actually learned should live in human society unattached to family affairs, although externally appearing very much attached. Purport: This is the picture of ideal family life. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked Ramananda Rai about the goal of life, Ramananda Rai described it in different ways, according to the recommendations of the revealed scriptures, and finally Sri Ramananda Rai explained that one may stay in his own position, whether as a Brahman, a Shudra, a Sannyasi or whatever, but one must try to inquire about life's goal, Athato Brahma Jigyasa. This is the proper utilization of the human form of life. When one misuses the gift of the human form by unnecessarily indulging in the animal propensities of eating, sleeping, mating and defending, and does not try to get out of the clutches of Maya, which subjects one to repeated birth, death, old age and disease, one is again punished by being forced to descend to the lower species and undergo evolution according to the laws of nature. Prakrite kriya manane gune karmani sarvashah. Being completely under the grip of material nature, the living entity must evolve again from the lower species to a higher species until he at last returns to human life and gets the chance to be freed from the material clutches. A wise man, however, learns from the Shastras and Guru that we living entities are all eternal, but are put into troublesome conditions because of associating with different modes under the laws of material nature. He therefore concludes that in the human form of life he should not endeavor for unnecessary necessities, but should live a very simple life, just maintaining body and soul together. Certainly, one requires some means of livelihood, and according to one's varna and ashram, this means of livelihood is prescribed in the Shastras. One should be satisfied with this. Therefore, instead of hankering for more and more money, a sincere devotee of the Lord tries to invent some ways to earn his livelihood, and when he does so, Krishna helps him. Earning one's livelihood, therefore, is not a problem. The real problem is how to get free from the bondage of birth, death and old age. Attaining this freedom and not inventing unnecessary necessities is the basic principle of Vedic civilization. One should be satisfied with whatever means of life comes automatically. The modern materialistic civilization is just the opposite of the ideal civilization. Every day, the so-called leaders of modern society invent something contributing to a cumbersome way of life that complicates people more and more in the cycle of birth, death, old age, and disease. Om Ajnantimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Gurau Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakha Vitamsya He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Brindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhu bhayevicha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Nama om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pricharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Brinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. It's my great fortune to be with all of you on this auspicious month of Kartik. Yesterday was the Purnima, Sharadiya Purnima. It was a full moon night. Beautiful moon was there, full moon. And it's a very right occasion to discuss about this night of full moon when Krishna performed the pastime of Ras Leela, with the gopis, and what are the lessons, and then link it with the ideal family life, where Srila Prabhupada in his translation is telling that while working to earn his livelihood as much as necessary to maintain body and soul together, one who is actually learned should live in human society unattached to family affairs, although externally appearing very much attached. And then in the purport, it is said about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asking Ramananda Rai about the goal of life, and Ramananda Rai described it in different ways. And finally Ramananda Rai explained that one may stay in their own position, whether we are a householder or a brahmachari or a sannyasi, whoever we are, but we should still try to inquire about life's goal. We still get that time to make that inquiry, and that is the proper utilization of the human form of life. So, I will discuss some of these concepts here. The Kartik month is very auspicious, especially because of the mercy that is flowing through Srimati Radharani. The other name of Srimati Radharani is Kartika. That's how the Kartik month is named after. And this month is very auspicious because there are so many festivals in this month. We have Deepavali, we have Govardhan Puja at New Govardhan, and then we have Bahula Ashtami and Gopa Ashtami is there. When Gopa Ashtami is when Krishna was given the charge of all the cows, as he turned older. Earlier he was taking care of the calves. And then you have the most important festival is Srila Prabhupada's disappearance. And how Srila Prabhupada's disappearance is linked to this month, we will discuss it. And what are the lessons for us from Srila Prabhupada's disappearance. So, to begin with, I'll just take the new Govardhan example. This temple is New Govardhan, and the Govardhan Leela that was performed at Govardhan, which is very near to Vrindavan. Lord Krishna, as we all know, lifted the Govardhan mountain on his little finger for 7 days and 7 nights. And it is described that Krishna lifted it as if it was a mushroom. Mushroom is so simple and so light. So Krishna, just like a child holds up a mushroom, similarly Krishna held up the Govardhan mountain. And many times the gopis' love for Krishna, as we know, for 7 nights the gopis were there and Krishna was there, they were reciprocating with each other. And many times this gopis' love is taken very cheaply. And this Ras Leela especially is taken very cheaply by ordinary people. Maybe they may have a lot of knowledge, they may have mystic powers, but Srila Prabhupada explained that in order to take part in Ras Leela, those who are claiming that they can become Krishna or be part of Ras Leela, Srila Prabhupada said, first you have to lift Govardhan hill. You know, hold it up on your little finger for 7 days, and if you can do that, then you can consider yourself to be the part of Ras Leela. So we should not take this cheaply. And these gopis are very elevated devotees. They worship goddess Katyayani. You know, in Bhagavatam, the whole vrata of Katyayani is explained. What you should eat, how you should worship Krishna and everything. And the whole purpose of worshipping Katyayani, which is, you know, Durga Devi, is to get Krishna. That is the purpose of the gopis. They are not looking for any material benefit, or they are not looking for any mystic siddhis, they are not looking for any prestige or name or fame, and they do not want anything.
They want to get Krishna.
They just want to get Krishna as their husband. Yes. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu very nicely described in the Sikshashtakam the verse that very perfectly fits the mood of the gopis. Which verse is that? Na dhanam na janam na sundarim. In the context of what I am speaking, obviously. So, na dhanam na janam na sundarim kavitam va jagadisha kamaye mama janmani janmanishware bhavtat bhakti rahetu kitoye. So this very perfectly describes the consciousness of the gopis, that they were not concerned with wealth, they were not concerned with family, they were not even concerned with their safety and prestige. And they were not interested in mystic siddhis, or they didn't wanted liberation from the suffering of this material world. They just wanted to serve Krishna and please Krishna. And to love Krishna, so Krishna who is seated within all of our hearts, and to reciprocate with that love of Krishna. So, as we all know that on the night of Sharat Purnima, Krishna, he took out his flute. It was a beautiful full moon night, and Krishna took out the flute near the Yamuna river, and he started playing the flute, and all the love that Krishna had within his heart, you know, it manifested into the air, and through the whole of the flute, it actually went through the air to the ears of the gopis. And it is explained by our acharyas that in the gopis' ears it was like a nest, so only the sound of the flute could go there, nothing else. So they were so much absorbed in hearing the sound of the flute. Something like this. So maybe. So we'll hear the sound of the flute, how it is.
Definitely my cue.
just by hearing the sound of the flute, the gopis who were milking the cows, they just left the pot there and they ran to Krishna near the Yamuna Tat, near the shore of the Yamuna. Some were, huh? Okay. Some of them who were serving their families food, they just left the pots on the table and they just ran. Some of them who were dressing, they just wore the lower half to the upper half and the upper half clothes to the lower half. Some were putting the mascara, they just put mascara in one eye and left the other eye. And they forgot everything, while they were thinking about Krishna, and they ran on the bank of Yamuna where Krishna was playing the flute. And the love of Krishna's heart emerged from his heart and went into the holes of the flute and manifested as the most enchanting song. That song which is Krishna's love manifested into the air, into the atmosphere, and then it entered the ears of the gopis. And just like I explained, the birds make a nest into the ears. So similarly, they could not hear anything else. And through the ears, it inundated their hearts. And as we know that while Krishna was dancing, there were so many gopis. And I was hearing a lecture where it was mentioned that the Garga Samhita explains that there were millions of gopis. And after that, Krishna was dancing with them and he left them. So why did he leave them? So we may ask this question. So the gopis' heart was broken, that, it's like a poor man. Like when a poor man is given a treasure and then, after he realizes his good fortune, he loses everything. So he's always thinking about that. So similarly, Krishna says that when I reciprocate with my devotees, I go away because it increases their yearning and love for me. So Krishna went away just to increase their love. Krishna is not like, he's trying to be envious. So generally in this world we see, if you are affectionate to somebody, then they will be affectionate to you. But if someone is inimical towards you, then it is very difficult to be affectionate to that person. Right? So, if you are affectionate to a person who is affectionate to you, then it is very selfish. But a merciful person is one who is affectionate to everybody, even though they may be inimical to you or envious to you. So, Krishna said that I left you only to increase your love, and when I was away, I was constantly loving you. So, it was my love that was inciting your love for me. And Krishna told the gopis that you have left everything for me. You have not cared about your social reputation, your personal safety, your prestige. And I am your debtor. I cannot repay this love and affection that you have for me in the lifetime of Brahma. And lifetime of Brahma is 3 trillion 40 billion years, something like that. So I am forever your debtor. So I have no capacity to repay your devotion. So that's what Krishna, told. And when we understand the position of these gopis are not like ordinary, personalities. 311 trillion. Yes. 311 trillion and 40 billion. Yes, sorry. Yes. That's the lifetime. So Krishna cannot repay that. Krishna is so much conquered by the love of the devotees. That is what is explained. And especially this Kartik month is so auspicious that if you do little devotional service, that would be multifold. As you see Mangala Aarti, a lot of devotees are coming. So this is really good. So we must inspire each other to chant in the morning, come for Mangala Aarti, take each other's association. It's very, very auspicious month. So these gopis are not ordinary, and it is explained by Srila Prabhupada in one of the purports where he is telling about the pastime of Lord Ram. He says these are the gopis who are the sages from the Dandakaranya forest in the pastime of Lord Ram, who wanted to be with Lord Ram. And then in this incarnation of, when Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, appeared, then these sages took birth as these gopis to be with Krishna. So we should not take these pastimes as cheaply. And when we are talking about, these sages of Dandakaranya, there is a very important lesson for us to understand from this pastime of Lord Ram. And we celebrated Dashera also, and then Deepavali is also coming. When Lord Ram returns to Ayodhya, on Dashera he killed Ravan. So we see that when Lord Ram was living in Ayodhya palace, he was always serving a Vasishtha Muni. And then when he was in the forest, he was offering very menial services and inquiring from Vishwamitra Muni. And Vishwamitra Muni also brought Ram to Mithila to meet Sita and to win Mother Sita by, lifting that Lord Shiva's bow, which actually 300 men could lift, but Lord Ram lifted alone. That was the challenge in order to get Mother Sita's hand. And after this, when they were exiled and they went to Prayagraj, which was Allahabad or Prayagraj, where Kumbh Mela is there. So there Ram, Lakshman and Sita, they rendered service to Bharadwaj Muni. Bharadwaj Muni is again a great saint. And Lord Ram and Sita, they inquired from him that where should we live in the exile. So Bharadwaj Muni said that you should go to Chitrakoot. Chitrakoot is very near to Prayagraj. So many times when we travel through train, there is a train station, Chitrakoot. So he said, you go to Chitrakoot. And then Lord Ram and Sita, they went to Chitrakoot and they stayed there for many years, and on the bank of the Mandakini Ganga. And for many, many years they served all these sages and the great saints. But all of these sages and saints started leaving because of the demons there. So when they entered the Dandakaranya forest, and in the Dandakaranya forest there was the hermitage of sage Agastya Muni. Agastya Muni is the one who gave mantras and the bow and arrow to Lord Ram, and also the quiver case to put the arrows. And Lord Ram learned the science of mantras and everything from him. And then he asked him, Agastya Muni, now where should we go? Where should we live? And Agastya Muni said, now you should go to Panchavati. Panchavati is a place in Maharashtra near Nasik. Nasik is where Lord Ram cut the nose of Shupnaga. Nasik, like that. Nasik. So Agastya Muni asked him to go to Panchavati. It's a beautiful, very, very beautiful forest with beautiful flowers and bushes and trees and waterfalls. So it's near the Godavari river. So you see most of these places are near the Ganga, Godavari. Even Prayagraj you have Ganga, Yamuna, Saraswati. So Lord Ram and Sita, Lakshman, they went to Panchavati, and that is where these things happened. So all these examples I am giving you is to explain that Lord Ram is teaching by his example that how to receive the blessings and mercy of great saints and Guru. So he is teaching that at every stage in our life we should take guidance and serve the great saints, the Gurus and Sadhus. That is what he is teaching to us. And Srila Prabhupada is also giving the same message to us, and this is the message that he has given to each one of us by rendering service to our to Krishna, to Gurus, to Sadhus. So that is what Lord Ram is teaching us. And so coming back to the pastime of Krishna here at the shore of Yamuna, Krishna is increasing this love with the gopis by going away from them. Love in separation, that is the highest kind of love. And when we have Srila Prabhupada's disappearance day, we also feel that love for Srila Prabhupada And we are grateful to Srila Prabhupada for what he has given us. So this is to increase more and more love for Srila Prabhupada, to be grateful and to render service to him. And while we are rendering service to him, we actually serve ourselves. And this chapter is specifically for ideal family life. Srila Prabhupada also exemplified ideal family life. You know, he was a grahastha, and then he took sannyas, and he exemplified how to be a grahastha. So in this chapter, it is explained that a grahastha should engage in 5 different activities. What are those 5 activities? These are worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead, number 1. Obviously, all these are apart from the job and duties that they are doing. One is worshipping the Lord. Number 2 is receiving Vaishnavas and saintly persons. Number 3, distributing prasad to the general public and to all living entities. Number 4, offering prasad to the forefathers. And 5, offering prasad to his own self. That's very important. Because unless you offer prasad to your own self, you can't really serve to others. So out of 5, 3 are focused on prasad. So householder life is is a storehouse of prasadam. So prasad to the general public, to all living entities, to the forefathers, to own self, and obviously receiving Vaishnavas, you will also offer prasad. So not 3, actually 4. When you are receiving Vaishnavas and saintly persons, then you are offering prasad. And where you are worshipping Supreme Personality of Lord, then you also offer prasad. So mostly it's focused around prasad. And in order to bring prasad, you need to earn. Right? You need to work. So this morning, Dravida Prabhu read a very nice paragraph from Bhagavad Gita introduction, where it was said that Lord Krishna did not ask Arjuna to give up his duties. He wanted him to continue with his job, whatever he was doing, right? Because that is the duty of a householder, to continue working and to support the family. Because unless a householder is working, how can he buy prasad and offer it to, all these different personalities that we just discussed? So, and while a householder is working, it is very important that they remember the Supreme Personality of Godhead, always. Just like Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he was visiting South India, the Brahmins asked him that, Mahaprabhu, we want to join with you. We want to go with you for Harinam, and we want to give up our family life. Then Mahaprabhu said, no. Prabhu said, ऐसी बात कभू न कहीबो, ग्रहे रहो हरि नाम सदा ही लईबो. Mahaprabhu said, no, you stay at home. If you leave, who will take care of a wife? Who will take care of a mother? You have to stay at home and take care of your family. At the same time, you chant the holy name of Krishna. So householders, like Krishna is telling Arjuna, Mahaprabhu is telling the Brahmins, Kurma Brahmins. So similarly, it is, and Srila Prabhupada, through his example, he took care of his family needs, everything. Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur, he had 10 children, wife Bhagavati. He took care of them. And at the same time, he was writing, great literature, which he sent to Oxford and Germany and different universities. So he's exemplifying that while in the household life, he can still do all these things. So this is very important. So externally, a householder is attached, very much attached. Oh, he's doing job, he's taking care of wife, kids. But internally, they are unattached to family affairs. So that is a truly learned householder, while they are earning the livelihood and maintaining the body and soul together. Because while we are doing these things, there would be difficulties. And Dravida Prabhu was telling in the morning, when these difficulties are there, then it gives us an opportunity to remember Krishna in that difficulty. Because at the time of death, there would be a lot of difficulty. So it gives a nice, warm-up practice. Because it is very easy to be very happy and everything, do our devotional service when things are going on our way. When there is no difficulty, we can always be happy and continue with devotion. But when there is difficulty, when there are challenges, that is when the real test is. That how strong our foundation is. If our foundation of spiritual life is not strong, and a wind of difficulty comes, a tornado of difficulty comes, either in form of financial crisis or health crisis or relationship crisis or whatever, the building will fall apart. So that is the true test of our spirituality, that foundation. Srila Prabhupada often mentioned, the greatness of a person is judged by the fact how they respond in tolerating situations, in provoking situations. The test of the greatness of a person is determined by the fact how they tolerate provoking situations. So that is the greatness. So, and we can make our foundation strong. We can handle provoking situations. We can deal with difficulties when we are taking the shelter of Krishna, when we are following these recommendations of Ramananda Rai, that whatever position we are in, we must always inquire about life's goal. And after we inquire, we understand what our life's goal is. We utilize the human form of life to serve Shri Shri Radha Giridhari and always chant his holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Any comments or questions?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
I was just reading recently when devotees went to preach in Africa, His Holiness Brahmananda Swami. There were a lot of options, like vegetarian options, but the quality of food wasn't the best. So, and you were mentioning about prasadam. How can we increase the quality of prasadam? What really makes prasadam?
Here?
Yeah.
I think the most, there are two facts to it, as I would say, two angles to look at it. One is who's preparing prasadam, so focusing on that, and second is offering with love and devotion. Like Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam Yo Me Bhaktya Prachi. With love and devotion we have to offer. And second is the devotee who's preparing it, prepares with like right consciousness, if they have time to take shower, take shower, clean clothes, and plan in advance, have much time, not in rush, and use the right ingredients. So, and most important is the consciousness, because consciousness travels through fire. Like when we are cooking, right, on fire, so what consciousness we are cooking with? That is the difference between eating in the restaurant. Because how they are, with what consciousness they are cooking, and hurry up and I'll get my hourly rate, stuff like that, right? But here at the temple, we are imbued with love and devotion for Krishna and thinking, oh, my dear Lord, I'm cooking for you. And also to serve the Vaishnavas, so that this prasad can be distributed to the Vaishnavas, to the devotees. So when we are cooking in that service attitude, then that prasadam has a lot of potency. That can change people's heart, it can touch people's heart. Yes, Dravida Prabhu wanted to say something.
I was just thinking that, because I remember when I joined in Brooklyn, there was a whole bevy of really, really good cooks, and needless to say, the prasadam was a large reason why many made the decision to stay over, and then they just never left. So what I'm getting at is that we should find some, within the congregation, because we have quite a large congregation, who really has down pakoras, who knows how to make the ideal samosa, and maybe half dozen sabjis, and just let them teach, so that write it down, a recipe, and be on hand and teach and train up. That might be, yeah. I remember there was a devotee who came here with his wife. He had been running a restaurant in St. Louis, I think, for years.
Oh, I see.
And it was a successful restaurant.
Yeah, I ate there also, yeah.
Did you know about that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And he wanted to come to California and settle down, retire or something. So he would come here every other week with his wife, and they would cook the whole feast. And gradually, we saw the attendance on those weeks was huge. We almost didn't have room, and so it was wonderful to see how just his cooking brought so many people, into the temple. So we should do it scientifically. I mean, we have such a nice congregation. I'm sure, who's got the kachoris down perfectly. They're famous for kachoris.
Yeah.
Who's famous, and compile it and train up a bevy of.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Like Srila Prabhupada specifically liked kachori, and those kachoris are traditional kachoris where you put the lentils inside the kachoris, not just, so there is a traditional way of making, Indian dishes. So if we follow those recipes with whoever knows it, learn from them, discuss, then I think it will come out very nicely. They have to be cooked in a very slow flame, not like high flame and, So yeah, both technique as well as devotion, both are required. So thank you for sharing that, Dravida Prabhu. Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
May I make some comment also?
Yes, Prabhu. Sure. Please go ahead.
Thank you that you mentioned this, that we should offer with devotion, with love. And I want to remind that Srila Prabhupada so many times stressed that about cleanliness, and this question from this cleanliness in the kitchen, the temple, also depends on how when we offer, and because of if we have some devotion, then we cannot offer from dirty kitchen and cook on dirty kitchen, etc., etc., etc.
Be the last one. I don't know, but when I was making the dates, there was this little tiny.
No, yesterday in Pujari room I opened this and full.
Oh my! Isn't there going to be like a major extermination or something?
That's what I've heard.
Hare Krishna. Because otherwise they come back.
One last thing I wanted to share, that Lord Ram, when he was happy in Panchavati, he told Sita that how wonderful it is that Kaikeyi exiled us. If it had not been for her, then we would have not enjoyed this beautiful forest of Chitrakoot and Panchavati. And if Shufnaka wouldn't have come and acted horribly, or Maricha would have come, or Ravana would have come, we would have never seen Hanuman. And Jatayu would just be a bird, sitting there and would have died. And Ramayana wouldn't be interesting. So all the troubles that are caused actually reveal the pastimes. So we must be very careful not to commit offenses or criticize each other in times of difficulties, to grow together in good and bad times. That is the true spirit of spirituality and of initiation. So this is a very important point, and this is what Krishna and Srila Prabhupada is teaching through these pastimes, how to handle difficulties. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.